Welcome back, Bravehearts, or maybe this is your first time here. I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf, and today is Doc of Detox 6-day advanced water fasting challenge Q&A. Last night should have been your last supper, okay? And then you should be fasting today. And if you're not fasting today, that's okay. Just sit on the sidelines and get your confidence, okay? I'm going to tell you something right now. And this is how it was. When I was younger, I would never go without breakfast. I would never go without lunch. I would never go without supper. I would never go without snacks. Well, because we needed to. We had to keep feeding ourselves. And I just want you to know that I take my high frequency nutritionals and I drink lots of liquid, okay, throughout the day. Here's my ATP Life Crystals, okay. Here's my fulvic acid. All right, and 1 second. And I do drink a lot during the day, but honestly, I only do one meal a day. Last night, what I did was I had a huge salad with avocado, and that was the only thing that I ate. So you know what? Everything's a program. Everything's a program. You know, I can't go without eating or I get a headache. That's right. So how's that program working for you? So you already told yourself that enough that you're going to get it. And the reality is if you miss a meal and you start to get a headache, all that means is that you're so toxic, okay? You are so toxic. Your body's going, okay, they stopped eating. Let's sneak it in. Let's try to get rid of some of these toxins because your body can only do one thing at once. Are you ready for this? It can either digest your food, assimilate it, or eliminate it. Now, if I'm not eating it, I'm not assimilating it, so I don't have to eliminate it. And that takes 70% of your energy every day. That if you ate 3 meals, that would be like walking 10 miles for the energy that you expend. So don't tell me that eating is something, understand something. We are spirit beings, okay? So I want you to really get that, all right? We are 1 quadrillion molecules, atoms, okay? And inside of every atom is a little hurricane tornado. And that hurricane tornado is your spirit. It's your energy. That's right. Did you get that? We are 1 quadrillion molecules, otherwise atoms. And that's what comes, okay, so molecules come together to become cells, all right? Cells come together to become tissues. Tissues come together to become organs. Organs come together to become an organ system, and then you have your body, okay? So that's why we have issues in our tissues because we don't understand that we are mainly spirit being and that everything works on emotion. And if you were in charge of your emotions, you wouldn't have to eat so much. You wouldn't have to take all those drugs to numb yourself out. You wouldn't have to sleep so long, okay? All right? And you'd be strong. Because the first thing you got to do is you got to manage your emotions. So if you are, a roller coaster ride emotionally, good luck with doing it fast, okay? So you're going to have to practice doing the fast a few more times than anybody else because you've never ever really took a look at your emotions and you actually believe that your emotions are you. This is my personality. Are you like out of your skull? Seriously? That's your personality? That's what you want to be? Remember something. You were created by the Creator to come down here and create heaven on earth, not hell on earth. And I believe that hell is just in the mind. Because understand something, we cannot change the way our family acts. We can't. We could be a great messenger by the way we treat ourselves, but we can't change them. We can't change the world. But why would I want to change the world? I can walk across the street. There's a provincial park. I can go hug a tree. I can go swimming. I can go be with myself. Nature's beautiful. You know, there's a lot of things going on, and the reality is this: right now, the percentage of the population is going cuckoo. Wouldn't you say they're going cuckoo? They don't know up, down, inside out, outside in. They're not sure what to do, but they're going to know what to do come this Halloween when they all get locked down again for another 8 to 10 months because it's coming because these cycles aren't done yet. So what are you going to do to emotionally detox? What are you going to do to physically detox and to create a new personality, to create a new reality? So when these psychos that we've allowed to take our power away, and because most of the population, okay, is numbed out, they're sleepwalkers, thank you very much, and that's the way it is. So I'm going to stay away from them. I'm going to create the best reality that I can, and that's why I'm out of here. So I planned on going to Ixtapa, Mexico, 3 years ago, way before COVID was even mentioned. And the reality is I would have been gone a year ago, but everything's just working out to plan. I'll be out of here in another 2.5 weeks, and I'll be going to Extapa Palace World Training and Healing Center, which has 220 rooms. We have a whole convoy of people coming down to stay with us for anywhere from 3 months to a year. And those that are coming down just for my courses in October and November, because we had to bump them, because thank you very much to the elite that own all the shipping lines and everything. They put in a new rule that they have to hold on to my container for 20 days extra and let it just sit there. Go figure, right? So it's like this. Let's screw Dr. Wolf around and everybody else. Well, that's okay. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. I'm just going to go down there the same time. I'm going to go down there and prepare everything, get everything ready. We've got about 20, 30 people that are going to come down anyways at the same time, and we're just going to get together by the pool in the morning and then get together with a fireside chat at night, and they're just going to get their groove and be there for an extra month. So thank you very much, but we like this plan better. So even though you tried to rule, school, and fool us, it's okay. We got this. We're still going to do the course. It'll be October the 9th it's going to start, and then the next one will be November the 6th, and that's it. So understand something. Maybe next time around, maybe the majority of the population will find out what they are and who they are and why they're on this planet. It's to learn how to master your emotions, okay, and totally love, honor, and respect yourself like that which created you, and to love yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, and start listening to your gut instinct, into your higher self, instead of your mind that is a landmine because you've been brainwashed. Thank you very much. Everybody has. I'm still working on my brainwashing. God love my parents. God loved the church I went to and the school I went to and everybody else that I was around that helped to brainwash me and make me feel like a weak individual. But no more. That's over. That's over. I've got my brave heart roaring. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it, and that's it. So, you know, they can throw a roadblock in the way. They can start a fire if they want. It really doesn't matter because it's none of my business. I said I could come down here to this life-threatening, fun-filled adventure and rock this thing, and I'm going to. And I'm going to help anybody that wants to be helped. All right? Okay? And understand something. Extapa Palace, so let's get this straight, okay? We're not looking for followers, looking for leaders. So when people come there, they look to become their own leaders so they can go out and lead the way for other people. That's all we need to do, and that's what we have to do. We have to help everyone unleash their full potential, to find their brave heart roar, and to stop thinking of themselves as a man or a woman. They need to think of themselves as a high spirit being having a physical adventure. So spirit first, physical adventure second. Because if you don't feed the spirit, this is no adventure. This is just hell on wheels, right? Because you understand something, whether you get this or not, every morning you wake up, you are the writer, you are the director, you are the producer, but main thing is you are the leading star. Is this going to be a comedy love adventure today, or is it going to be a horror story that nobody wants to relive? And thank God, I just want to go to bed if I can sleep, but I can't sleep because I've terrorized myself and my family all day. They won. And this is why we are where we are, because you don't know who you are. And until you know who you are and what you are and why you're here, then guess what? I was going to rhyme and say you're going to get it up there, you know what, but I won't do that. But you better watch it. You better watch yourself, and that's what you need to do is put a little mini you on your shoulder, start watching yourself, observing yourself, not judging yourself, and leave the rest of the world alone for the next 9 months so that you can birth your real self. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's self-centered. That's selfish. Really? Okay. Then you just be everyone else and do everything else and see how that feels, because that's what 95% of the population is doing. Maybe 98% probably. I'd say 98%, because even those people that didn't get the V, let's see how they buckle, okay, when things get a little tighter, because this Halloween isn't trick or treat. It's only a big trick. All right? So let's get to what we're doing today. And the reason why we're doing this fasting thing today is because we want to lighten the load on a physical level, on a spirit level. That's why. Okay? As I've stated before, you know, Jesus would fast for 40 days, not because he had a weight problem or diabetes or heart disease, okay? Because he wanted to be enlightened. He wanted to be the light for himself and the world. Do you think he pulled it off? I do. I think he did a masterful job, okay? And the reality is that's what happens. So believe it or not, advanced water fasting is the most powerful thing that you can do. Yesterday, if you haven't seen it, I went through all the products and the routine throughout the day. So I'm just going to jump into the questions here, okay? And for anybody who is interested in what's going on in Extapa, go and log into the training certifications, the family things we're doing, just everything we're doing. We're doing a lot. Go to www.newworldpractitioner.com. And then if you want to be part of our group, download Telegram. And when you go to Telegram, I have a Telegram, and it's t.me/the Doc of Detox, where I put all the information I can't put on Facebook because they would just take it down just like that. But I have a new group that I started last night. And that group is t.me Extapa Training. And that group is where you can talk to other people coming to Extapa, and you can get to know each other. Hey, come on, let's get to know each other. Let's get to know that we've got each other covered, that we are going to be there for each other, that we're going to come together and be family, okay? Because what they're going to do is they're going to try to tear us apart again this fall. Because what happens is, you don't know this, but when fall time comes, your body goes into a changeover, and it says we're going into a different climate. And what happens? The leaves fall off the trees, okay? And things are changing. And what happens is the dead leaves have to fall off of you. So we get a cold and a flu if we've been bad, for goodness sake. So if you have an inflammatory diet and an inflammatory mind, then you're going to be infected. And that's going to create more viruses. And then your body uses those viruses to actually build up your immune system. You can't get rid of viruses unless you want to just totally kill yourself. And then that's the only way you can, because viruses are needed. They are a homeopathic remedy for the human body. So take it or leave it. They're as natural as farting, okay? And so let's just get that right now. So what we want to do is build up our immune system and bring down the infection and bring down the inflammation. But what we really want to do more than everything else is become enlightened, because that's what happens. Because you do understand that when you do an advanced water fast, you have more light and information in your spinal fluid that feeds your brain than any other time in your life. Did you get that? I'm going to say it again. When you do an advanced water fast, because of the high frequency nutraceuticals that you can go on without turning on your digestive tract, you will have more light, more communication, loving communication, and frequencies feeding your brain to balance out your hormones and chemicals in your body so that you can heal at what? Light speed. That is what the spirit is. That's the frequencies in your body move at light speed. That's right. When you think something, you can, okay, let me think. I'm going to wiggle my toe. Boom, did it. Do you understand? Messages go so fast throughout the body, it's at lightning speed. And that's what happens. Now, I could think about, I'm going to move my toe, and if last night I did a whole bunch of alcohol and I smoked some dope, I would be going, I'm going to move my toe. Okay, toe, come on. Okay, so understand something. The higher the vibration is in your body, the higher the frequencies that you put in your body, the more that you turn on the light. Because we have unlimited potential as human beings. Did you ever notice something? That every year they do the Olympics, somebody's always breaking a record. So when are we going to stop breaking records? Never. So when somebody's able to say something or do something or be something, everybody else can do it. It's called the domino effect of the spirit. So the reality is, did you notice that when I start talking the way I do and I stand in my power, that it helps you stand in your power? Now, if I got on here and I talked and I was like, I don't know what's going to go on, everyone, and you know, it's probably not going to work, and but let's give it a try anyways. How's that make you feel? How's that make you feel? So that's the difference between empowering talk and disempowering talk. And that's why natural health practitioners and medical practitioners hold the power of your life in their hands. Sorry, Mr. James, we cannot do anything for you. We're all done now. Well, no doubt you'd be done. You only have cut, poison, and burn, for God's sakes. And you're not allowed to empower anybody. God knows you wouldn't want to give anybody any courage, less hope. So the reality is, a practitioner or a person can only give what they are. They can't give what they're not. So the reality is, you might want to pick a practitioner that is logical. You might want to pick a practitioner that believes in the unlimited potential of you and your healing and your life and your love. So give that some thought. And then go find yourself the right medical doctor if that's what you want. I don't even have a medical doctor. I haven't had a medical doctor. Let me see. When did I have a medical doctor? Well, Carolyn DeMarco was a friend of mine, and she helped birth my children, and she was our doctor. But that's all that I had. I've never had a doctor, and I don't have a doctor now. I never will have a doctor. I'd have to get into an accident or some kind of sports injury, and then I wouldn't have a doctor. I'd go to emergency because that's what they're good at. I wouldn't go there unless that was that. That's the only reason why I do that. So if you don't want to be an emergency, become your own doctor. Learn how to do advanced water fasting. Learn how to create the perfect day in every way. Let's get to the Q&A. Okay? All right. So let's see. I'm only going to stay on here as long as there's questions today, okay? All right, just so you know. Tammy, if you're doing a fast, if only for one day, she said you continue doing the detox tea twice a day. No, you don't. No. You don't have to. No. Don't do that. Just do a teaspoon of Himalayan salt, sea salt, whatever salt that is healthy, and put that into 16 ounces of hot water or a quart, and do that. Please do not do the tea. We'll do the daily cleansing tea when we go longer. Because why? Because if the salt water isn't moving you, then I need you to do the daily cleansing tea, because all you got to do is just put a cork in your butt for one day and you'll be off the fast the next day. Understand something. Do you want to know when you know that when people are dying, and I said dying, is when they can't pee right or poo right. And understand something. I never go without having 2 to 3 bowel movements, and I've already had them today. Okay, I had them in the morning. And last night, I swear, I just had a large salad with avocado. That was it. But do you understand something? You'll have bigger bowel movements and more bowel movements if your transit time is right. Because what happens is you haven't sucked up all the water because it's been stagnating in there for so long. Okay, and then you've concentrated it down to this little rabbit turd, okay, or this hard chunk with cracks in it. So understand something. If you want to learn about what's really going on, go watch in my library, How to Become Number 1 at the Art of Number 2. It's a 6-hour video, but please, there'll be more education in that than you've ever got throughout your whole life. And I promise you that. And if you ever get a Perfect Day consultation, we have a 300-page manual to assess things. We've got recipes in there for blender drinks, for salads, for soups. We've got everything you need to look at your skin, your eyes, what your breath is like, everything about your body. And you can assess yourself better with body talk than you can with a blood test, because that changes depending on your moods. Did you get that? It's up and down like you are. Okay, so just know. And then when they do the blood test, they do it under blue light, so it's not right anyways. It has to be done under natural light. Okay. I'm just looking for questions here. Manuel. Hello, Dr. Wolf. I have a question on some of the ingredients in the Ormus minerals having mercury, aluminum fluoride. Okay, but guess what? These are all natural. And if you take in a natural, organic, non-toxic mercury, which is occurring in life, it pushes out the mercury that they put in your mouth and the mercury that they sneak in your food and in your water. Did you hear what I just said? So there's always a positive to every negative. Did you get that? There's a positive to every negative. So everybody, when you're reading about the Ormus minerals, I would never poison you. And if I put a mercury in there that was poisonous, understand they would shut me down so fast, because I'm not a pharmaceutical company. I'm not protected by the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the government, and the FDA. So I have no protection. So I've got to be good, for goodness sake. Okay? All right. Everything I do is natural and non-toxic. All right? I'm not allowed to hurt people, and I wouldn't do it anyway. Beautiful question, though. Thank you. I wouldn't, Tammy. Okay. Okay, Mandy, I take red clover for menopause. Is there anything else that's good for it? Also, IV stop my meds for anxiety. Well, first of all, your menopause is going to be worse the more anxiety you have because you've been pushing the panic button. You don't have anxiety, you have terrorism, self-terrorism. So the reality is this, is that you have trauma and shock and you keep replaying it. And that's what we do. Everything is a program. Every disease is a program. And there is no such thing as menopause. Yes, the period stops. But if your bowels are functioning properly and you're doing the ultimate coffee enema and you're on the perfect day diet, okay, and you're doing humic is the best hormonal balancer in the human body. And you need to understand something, sweetie, is this. Women live longer and stronger. Why is that? Let me think. Oh, I know why. Because they have a monthly period. And in their monthly period, they're getting rid of the worst toxins in their body so that there's loving in the oven if they get pregnant. So the worst toxins are always coming out. That's why they live longer and stronger. That's right. And your menopause symptoms are going to be non-existent if you were knowing how to run your body. But you don't. And it's not like you should because they don't tell you this. So when you stop and you start going into menopause, your period slows down and your body's going, what the heck am I going to do with these toxins that she gets rid of at least a week every month? And they're the worst. Okay, so now we're going to have, well, I don't know, fever, night sweats, chills. Okay, we're going to have mood swings. Okay, all because you didn't know that you had to get the cork out and get your bowel reconditioned. You had to clean out the filter, which is the blood supply, and you had to clean up your act. Okay, because if it wasn't for the period every month, oh my God, I don't think there'd be any babies born in this society with all the stress and the anxiety and the garbage that we eat. Oh, come on, please. You know what? What women eat when they're pregnant and what they do when they're pregnant is not good. And I'm sorry, it's not your fault, but the problem is you're carrying the baby for 9 months. The man, what's his job? Oop, oop, it's over. So you're carrying the baby for approximately 9 months. And understand, if there's not loving in the oven, and if you're constipated, and I don't mean you don't go to the bathroom, but you've been stagnating waste, which every woman has been doing, unless you know how to be on the ball here, because there's no way that you could have a healthy, normal diet, okay, and not have a riot going on inside your abdominal area, okay? So remember, the baby's either born in the middle of a beautiful core, or it's being created in the middle of someone being rotten to the core. And most women are rotten to the core. And I know I'm a drama queen, king, whatever the case is, but the reality is what we consider health today is from the medical system, and everybody's been brainwashed, and it's not health. Because health means you're not, okay, first of all, we have what's called the pain-free pregnancy personal treatment and training. And we train couples. They can come at any time. They could be pregnant when they come, or just thinking about being pregnant, or already have a child and thinking about being pregnant again. But we teach a course that starts off 1 year before the pregnancy, through the pregnancy, and then up to 2 years with the child. And then we teach the partner how to do Wolf non-surgical and how to get rid of all the scar tissue, crystallization, put the calcium back in the bones. There's no inflammation, no infection, no spasms. Baby's born in a half an hour, 45 minutes. Woman doesn't have, the mother does not have to go and lay in bed and feel like she's crippled and have low back pain, knee pain, hip pain, ankle pain, swelling, headaches. How am I doing? Hemorrhoids, okay? All right, how am I doing? So the reality is nothing of this has to happen. God created an amazing, amazing, amazing vehicle for us. And then guess what? We came down here and mankind's not kind. Man is a manipulator and said, here's your manual. Go look after your child. Go look after yourself. And then we'll see you in a bit because you're going to be sick. Because the manual is sick. And understand something. You want to get a perfect day consultation and you're going through menopause, I promise you, within 6 weeks, maximum to 8 weeks, and even shorter, you're not going to have any menopausal symptoms. You're just going to know that supposedly you're going through it because your periods are getting less or they're not there. And the reality is this. How are you going to get the pot off the burner? Because you're boiling over. That's what you call these mini fevers. That's what you call these sweats, these mood swings, these headaches, okay, the nausea. It's all about that, okay? Just like when a woman gets pregnant and then she's throwing up all the time. You don't throw up unless your body's trying to throw something off to try to create an environment for the baby. And that's the truth. You get a woman that's well balanced in her diet and emotionally, she's not having morning sickness. Oh, yes, but the majority of women will have morning sickness because guess what? It's called sickness, which means that there's toxicity. And you are going to get diarrhea, you're going to throw up, you're going to have sweats. Your body's going to have it come out one orifice or another, from your front door mouth to your back door rectum, or it's going to come out your ears, nose, or eyes. It's got to come out somewhere, or you're going to sweat it out. So red clover's fine, but you know what? It's never going to help you. Really, I mean, red clover is a blood purifier, but the big problem is your colon and your liver and what you're putting in your mouth and what you're putting in your mind. And most people won't want to look at that. Understand something. They have so much money that they can even advertise and take control of our natural health too. Because in natural health, right? Okay, it's disrespected. Isn't that something? Okay, when mainly just 120 years ago, medical doctors were quacks. Now Dr. Wolf's the quack. All right? No energy. Well, you're not going to have energy when you have infection, which creates inflammation. Okay, so all your energy is to go to defend your body against you and your lifestyle. Okay, all right? And that's for Lex. Okay, thank you, Dr. Wolf. Any advice on dislocation of shoulders, crunching? The crunching is actually crystallization, and your actual tendons and ligaments are shrinking and becoming like beef jerky. And that's why. Do you ever eat beef jerky? Well, welcome to your world. So you can get rid of that with Wolf Non-Surgical, curcumin cayenne 5000, drinking and hydrating yourself. Go look at the 4 pillars of the perfect day. But I'm going to tell everybody this. Pay $150 and get a perfect day consult. You want your money back, just call me. I mean, why wouldn't you want a roadmap? Nobody wants to get a roadmap. They just want to band-aid it all the time. Okay, I got a quick question for you. What about this? Bang. You know why we do that? Not because we're dumb, because we've been programmed for it. When you go to the doctor, do they give you a Band-Aid or do they give you a roadmap on how to live your day from the moment you rise until you close your eyes? I think not. So nobody does it, but guess what? Just because nobody's not doing it doesn't make it right. It makes everybody sick, actually. You don't even know how to drive your vehicle. So you're saying every time when the emergency light comes on in the vehicle, I'll call someone to get some help. Seriously? Is that what we're going to do with this beautiful body we've been given? Any advice on dislocation shoulders, crunching of bones? It's not crunching of bones. It's crystallization, and you're pulling the calcium out of your bones. And it's getting into your tendons, ligaments, and muscle tissues. All right, and it's called osteoporosis, osteopenia, osteoarthritis, and all of this can be reversed. You can get somebody that can't even lift their shoulder or brush their hair or wipe their bum, okay? And it'll take us 20 minutes to 25 minutes to totally get rid of that. But then if that person, okay, is an alcoholic sugar junkie, it's probably going to come back. But if they get themselves on curcumin cayenne 5000, if they get DMSO rose cream, okay, gel stronger, Doc of Detox rose cream or gel. The rose cream is weaker, the gel is stronger, and then they use Pain Away essential oil and they put the DMSO on here 3 times a day. They put the Pain Away essential oil on every 15 minutes to a half an hour. I'll tell you something right now. And then the other thing you can do is you can get yourself a shot glass, because right here, it's called the bicipital groove. It gets crepitus in it, like crystallization, and so the tendon can't move smoothly through the sheath, right, like this. So it gets stuck. So that's why you can't lift up your arm. And that can usually take 10 minutes for a Wolf Non-Surgical therapist to I gotta tell you something. The stuff that you think is like life-threatening and nobody can help you, That's because you got sucker punched. Because doctors aren't health practitioners. Did you get that? They're not. End of story. Medical doctors are not health practitioners, and doctor means teacher. So when you go to someone, make sure you find someone that's going to teach you and train you how to go and fix yourself. End of story. Because if you knew how to fix yourself, it wouldn't happen again. And understand something, doctors have been set up so that you go and take drugs and surgery, and then you get implants, and then more drugs, more surgery. My shoulder joints was getting steroid injection, but made them worse. Steroids after 1 to 2 years will break down the tissue they were injected into. Isn't that cool? Understand something. You're not allowed to get things that will heal you, just things that will shut down the pain, shut you down, but then will backlash in your face. The whole thing is a setup. That's why, you know what, sometimes it's just like, it's crazy for me. I'm just like, wow. It's so true how you can program someone to actually destroy themselves. Seriously. Please go to masterclass. Click on A to Z Wellness Masterclass if you go to docofdetox.com, click on Masterclass, click on A to Z Wellness, put in Wolf Non-Surgical as the password, and you're getting $1,000 Masterclass free. And go in there and then tell me I'm wrong. Go in there and tell me I'm wrong. And I show every body part, what the medical system does and what we do, and we give you a money-back guarantee. So when the medical system is going to give you a money-back guarantee, then I will say that we are equal. Right now, I give a money-back guarantee because the body's so amazing, I can get away with it. I can get away with it because my protocols, my Wolf Non-Surgical, my Perfect Day, and my supplements are the highest quality on the planet. Okay? Just like right now we have C60 on. We have C60 olive oil, we have C60 hemp oil, we have C60 MCT oil. And guess what? C60, you know what it is? It's 250 times stronger than vitamin C. I didn't say 250%. I said 250 times stronger. Also, it neutralizes free radicals in the body faster than anything else. And it's on sale from 20 to 25% right now until next Monday. And understand something. Go watch the video that's with my C60, and you're going to find out that 95% to 98% of all C60 in North America is fraudulent. You heard what I said. So the reality is I challenge people to become more. I challenge people to become better, because this world is lacking integrity, and everybody comes from the point of view that it's doggy dog, and there's not enough money to go around. There's not enough love. There's not enough air. There's not enough water. There's not enough of anything. When there's enough of everything, when you become an unlimited high potential being. Christine, do we need to prepare before starting a water fast? How many days should we start with? The reality is you don't need to prepare, but if you did prepare, like we started, Christine, 2 weeks ago doing the Perfect Day diet, probably about, I'd say right now, it looks like about 1,500 people are doing this. So they went and got different packages from us, you know, depending on what they believe in and depending on their money and things of that nature. And some people are just doing the water fast with just water. So it's up to you. There's no wrong way. And just know there's no wrong way, okay? It's your way. And the reality is why don't you start doing it? I'll do 1 day, and then I'll see how I feel. But if you're not going to drink the water you need, which is more than you've ever drank before in a day, because I tell everyone that if you're a woman, you should be doing no less than 3.5 to 4 quarts. If you're a man, you're looking at 4 to 6, depending on your weight. And if you weigh like a man, then you will drink like a man. Because the more you're overweight, the more inflammation you have, the more infection you have, the more you got to put the fire out, because inflammation means fire, and you're on fire. So the reality is you need to flush it out, okay? So also, if you haven't done it before, sweetie, please go to docofdetox.com, click on library, and go into the 6-day advanced water fasting guide. There's enough videos in there. And the video that we did for the preparation for this, we did it 2 weeks ago. It's the first video, isn't it? The preparation video is the first video. And then what they're going to do is they're going to swap out all the other videos, and they're going to put the new ones in the 6-day advanced water fasting guide now. And you can go into the guide and look at everything that we do. You can read about it. And also, if you go to my do-it-yourself guide in my library, you can find out how to do the ultimate coffee enema, how to do all the length and strengthen exercise, how to do the skin brushing, how to do the salt glow. Everything is in the do-it-yourself, okay, as far as things to do, okay? Sare, morning from New Zealand. Good morning, sweetie. Thanks for that, Dr. Wolf. Manuel, you're welcome, my friend, and you truly are welcome. And understand something. Sometimes I might come off a little bit like this because I'm trying to break through your subconscious, but know that I never want to dishonor or disrespect anybody. I know that I love you, but the reality is I'm coming up against media and all the corporations, so I have to come out like a lion, okay? And I have to roar. Oh my God, I wish you would just stroke me. Well, I will. Come to my courses. The reality is you might only come on here once, and I might shake up a few people, but guess what? Even if I have one person that wakes up today and stops doing what a normal person does, I just maybe help save a life, help change a life. And that's what it's about. At the end of the day, it's not important that you love or like me. It's important that I love you. And I take the chance, I take the risk and bring you to the cliff and let you take a look at where you could fall. And then bring you back and say, you got this. Braveheart. Asia. Can I do a water fast if I have calcium leaching from my bones, lower back, pain, hips? Let me just see here. I've been taking C60 hemp and it's helping, but not sure I can do the fast. Thanks. Why don't you do the next fast? Okay, the next fast is going to be done in 2 months. So that means the next fast, it's, what's the date today?
It is the 28th.
Okay. We have to do the next fast. We have to do the next fast around the 15th of September.
Okay.
Can you lock that in and tell me, and just do the same type of thing, where we kick it off on the Wednesday, and then 2 weeks later, we do the same thing. So if you can figure out the dates, because I have to do it on September the 15th, and I'll be doing it from Mexico. Where everybody will be on juice fasting and fresh and raw. Anyways, that's what we're going to be doing. And because I have a course starting on October the 9th.
It looks like it's in there.
It's in there already? What date?
I have the 22nd for the preparation.
No, it's
too late?
No, because 2 weeks later, that brings me too close now to
it's
October.
Just a week, so I'll move it to the 15th.
Okay, so the 15th is when the next one, and that's when I would do, my friend, is that one, and do 2 weeks of the Perfect Day Diet. But start the Perfect Day Diet now. Start it now. Here's the problem when you do a fast, when you've got inflammation, autoimmune disease, and problems like that. When you do a water fast and you only do water, but I got to go back a little bit. You can do a 6-day advanced water fast, but you're going to have to use my products. If you use my 6 products. I went through it yesterday. I'm not going to go through it again today because then it looks like a sales pitch. Okay, if you use my 6 products and you do this fast, it doesn't matter what condition you have, even cancer, you're going to rock the show. Oh, but if you do have cancer and it's in stage 3 or 4, you're going to need to do something like this, SON formula, because you have to take, you've got to take amino acids. Like every 2 hours, you take 2 SON formula. The amino acids get really burnt up with cancer patients. That's why in Europe they'll use SON formula in hospitals and give it to cancer patients so that hopefully they get them well and the cancer doesn't eat up all their muscles so they can get out of bed. So that's why we're going to give you lots of SON formula. Or if you're underweight and you want to do this 6-day fast, you also have to do SON formula. Okay, you've got to do that. Because we want you to detoxify, but we need the amino acid supply coming in, and that's 2 every 2 hours. So, if we're doing about 8 of these a day during a 6-day fast, okay, then you're going to rock that show. It's when you're underweight because you rev yourself up with anxiety and so much, you're burning your body up and everything else you take in. And you haven't learned how to turn the program off. It's like putting your foot on the gas pedal and on the brake at the same time. You're going to burn the engine, and that's what you're doing. Okay.
1 o'clock. The special Waterfast and calcium ion documentary is going up.
Okay, so we did a on why, okay, fasting is so powerful for when you want to build bones, and I'm going to be talking about why we do ionic calcium during a water fast. Please watch this. It's on at 1 o'clock, right?
That's it.
But we will be putting this up on in the Ion Calcium Guide right away.
Yep.
It'll be in the Ion Calcium Guide. It's also going to be and that's in the library. So you'll see it there. And you'll also see it in the Advanced Water Fasting Guide. That video is going to be in there as well. But check this out, because what we've done is we've bridged nature and science together. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with doing that. We're not out to manipulate the body. We're out to restore and regenerate the body. There's a difference. There's a heck of a difference. Listen, a scientific breakthrough is not a breakthrough. A scientific breakthrough that is in harmony with nature is a breakthrough. So let's make that perfectly clear. Okay? Drugs are not a breakthrough. All right. Asia, can I do a water fast if I think I have calcium leaching? Yeah, you can. But the reality is, if you can afford to go on Megagen, that's the cheapest one, while you're on the water fast, then you're gonna save yourself from leaching. The more you bring down your inflammation and infection prior to the fast, okay, the less on fire you're going to be. And the problem is when, and we don't even have to go back, we can go back to Norman Walker, who really brought fasting out about, really, I think that was probably about 80 years ago, 70 years ago. And back then, 70 years ago, you could do more of a water fast. But today, between the blue light, between the GMOs, between the chemical spraying in the sky, between all the toxic poison and the trauma BS that everybody in your family's throwing at you, and the whole world's throwing at you right now, it's stressful. But it's not just that. Look at the food we eat. Nobody ate that mega bag of chips. Nobody was going in drive-thrus 70 years ago. No. There might have been A&W, and there wasn't all these antibiotics in the burger, and there wasn't all these problems with the flour, and there wasn't so much sugar, so much dairy, so much everything. 70 years ago, people weren't eating meat 3 times a day. They were eating it once every few days. I mean, we are so toxic today that when we do a water fast, we're unleashing all these toxins too fast, and you've got inflammation and infection in you already. You'll blow your head off. That's why you got the headaches. That's why you got the diarrhea. That's why you got the aches and pains. That's why you're laying in bed going, oh my God, I'll never do this again. Okay? But if you do our advanced water fast and you kick in our products, you're not going to have that. You could be in the worst condition, because our products give you energy without turning on the digestive tract, they bypass the Krebs cycle, and they actually enhance the fast. And the fulvic goes in and grabs all the acidity, heavy metals, okay, and it brings it out. Okay, the ATP gives you energy and turns on your mitochondria. The calcium ion therapy, what could be the Merigen or the Megagen or the Cardigen or the Dentagen, depending on where your problem is, it actually stops and helps to calcify and bring in calcium back into the bones, into the jaw, or it helps the brain to get rid of the calcium that's stored in the brain. So, and then the Ormus minerals, they're more etheric, so it doesn't turn on your digestive tract. The infinite iodine, it doesn't turn on your digestive tract. Our iodine is 10,000 times smaller in molecular size than nano, so it's like 100,000 times smaller than Lugos or Nascent, and those two are toxic. There's no toxicity to infinite iodine. So understand, these products are what they are. You can do all 6 of these products, and you can go, it's like a magic carpet ride when you do a fast. But you can do it just with water. But it's going to be a bump and a grind. Tummy love is amazing. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's beautiful. See, people will take good bacteria to help their large intestine. But guess what? I don't care. I do carry a really good bacteria product, but you never hear me talk about it. Because the reality is we want mummy's bacteria back. You can have just one of hers, and within days we could have trillions again. It's the terrain decides who lives there. You know, people say, oh my God, I do parasite cleansing 4 times a year. I can't seem to get rid of them. Yeah, because you're a low vibrational being and you don't know how to clean out your large intestine or your liver properly, and you don't know how to eat properly, so the terrain is going to decide. Let me tell you something. If I had a manure pile in this room, I could pick out all the fungus and all the parasites, all the bad bacteria, and guess what? Lock the door, lock the windows, and come back tomorrow morning and they're there. How'd they get in? Sneaky little buggers. No, they were always there. The terrain is going to decide who lives there, what lives there, because you will always have bacteria. You'll always have yeast. They can turn into fungus. You'll always have these things. You know, I eat probably parasite eggs and parasites every day in food. Right? But the reality is they get sent packing because I'm too high vibrational. Only a low vibrational being has parasites. Only a low vibrational being has a disease. And I'm not talking about you're low vibrational in that way. It's just that you don't understand that you've been given programs and thoughts and beliefs that aren't yours. And you know what? You diss yourself. You don't look after yourself. And if you don't bring your vibration up, then guess what? And when you do bring up your vibration up, anything below it, it kicks out. It sends it packing. End of story. That's it. Like Louis Pasteur said on his deathbed, the bug is nothing. The terrain is everything. And he was a liar, pants on fire. Just like a lot of the science that we believe is science. It's fraudulent. Lex, after a total hysterectomy, I ended up with a massive depression when I so suffering, and that's years ago. Well, guess what? Okay, what happens when you castrate the dog? Well, you dumb it right down. So understand, when you get your ovaries cut out, okay, you've taken out command central hormone station. You've taken it out. And then the reality is you can't go in there and do a total hysterectomy without having a massive scar tissue in there strangulating your pelvis. So what are you going to do about that? And then what are you going to do to try to replace and support your body? Well, we don't do that because most practitioners, even natural health practitioners, don't know what they're doing. Look at natural health practitioners never think about scar tissue. Medical system never talks about scar tissue until it's a tumor or a fibroid. And I say to you, we can take and pull a tumor apart, we can pull a fibroid apart, any scar tissue in the body, we can eliminate it. Understand something, I have a device called a Selfsonic that it delivers 25,000 volts. And understand something, but it delivers it in a beautiful harmonic way that makes changes the first treatment. And then with Wolf Non-Surgical and getting on the perfect day diet and then teaching you how to love, honor, and respect yourself, it's over. So anybody tells you I can't do anything for you, they just said, listen, I don't have anything else in my toolbox. All right? And I understand, I already told you, even if you're booked for surgery, I'll give you money back if we can't show you how to reverse this. Where's your integrity, practitioners? Okay? And you do have integrity, but maybe you might want to take a look at the training you got. Okay? Were you trained or were you programmed? Something to think about. Saray Tapu. They will make you feel amazing. Just takes a bit to get used to. Not sure what she meant, but sounds good to me. Amalia. Hi, Dr. Wolf. I have shingles for 4 days now. Is there something you would recommend? Thank you. Yeah, I would be taking a teaspoon of humic, a teaspoon of fulvic, or even more for myself in every quart of water. I would bring it up to even a tablespoon of humic. And I'd bring it up to probably a tablespoon of humic and a tablespoon of fulvic in a quart of water first thing in the morning, nothing else. And then a teaspoon of each in every quart I drank throughout the day. And I'd be drinking about 3 to 4 quarts of water. But the reality is that you would never have shingles unless you were stressed out. So about 10 days prior to the shingles, you were stressing out over some relationship or finances or the end of the world scamdemic. Okay, so I don't really know. But the reality is that is a viral problem. So I'll tell you something right now. I used to get herpes cold sores. I remember when I was in college and I got this solar blanket, okay, and I went to study in the graveyard, cemetery, I won't call it the graveyard. And, and anyway, so I went out there and I laid down and I fell asleep on this solar blanket and I fried myself. Oh my God, I fried myself. After I did that, I had cold sores on my lips the next morning. And then what I did is it's all about this. Make yourself hot water, pinch of cayenne, quart of hot water, pinch of cayenne, 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw organic honey, and then 1 to 2 lemons squeezed in that. Drink it all day. Make it again if you want, and keep doing it. And what you do is you take 1 curcumin 5000 that I have, 1 every hour to 1 every 2 hours, okay? All right, and then you make sure your bowels are moving. I would do a ultimate coffee enema to purge that liver, and I would be on the daily cleansing tea. I'd be on the humic and the fulvic, okay? And I definitely would look at the C60 because it's 250 times stronger than vitamin C, and it neutralizes free radicals better than any product on the planet, and it also extends life better than any other known product. Did you get that? It does. It extends life better, and it also refurbishes the brain and the nervous system. And I'd be doing 1 teaspoon of either the hemp, the olive oil, or the coconut oil 3 times a day. So what you need to do is bring down the acidity, because if you weren't acidic and you weren't on fire, you would never, ever, 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 ever have shingles. And you got to stop terrorizing yourself. So think about it. 7-10 days ago, you were running a drama trauma queen program, okay? So remember, you're the actor in this story. What do you want to act like now? Well, now I'm going to act like somebody who's got what? Shingles. Okay, I blew myself out. I know you did. So watch out for the sugar, watch out for the flour products, watch out for the dairy products. They're all inflammatory. I would get a consultation, everyone. I'm going to keep telling you. It's $150. Worst case scenario, you could get the consult even if you loved it, and then tell them that you want your money back because it won't bother me. Let's just call it a gift. Some people actually do that, I think. But the reality is this. I need to do the money back guarantee because I need to show you that your body is amazing. Your body's amazing. It'll heal itself. You're just not loving yourself well. That's all. So, and it's not your fault because guess what? We were all trained for dis-ease. Not to be at ease, but to have dis-ease. First psychological, then physical. You know the story. Sarai, how often? I have no idea what it entails, but thank you. I don't know. If people can be kind of clear, they kind of like, yeah. Valentine, I've had lots of emotional trauma. Everybody has. And you know what I love? You don't know what my life was like. Oh, well, you know, let's put it this way. I was physically, emotionally, and sexually abused as a child. So understand something. I got my Braveheart on. I forgave those people that were really messed up because people have toxic beliefs to the point that they're twisted. I get it. And I won't let those people in my life ever again. And I let that story go and I tell a Braveheart story. So if you long as you live with the story from your past and it's caused you pain and suffering, you will have pain and suffering for your life. So understand something. Therapy sucks out there. It sucks. Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. I have teenagers, couples, people coming to me. You do a consultation with me, it's going to cost you $450, and then I'm going to give you lifetime support. But the reality is I'm going to charge that much because people have to really want it because my time is valuable. It's not about the money. But the reality is in 1 hour, I'm going to make you see something that you haven't seen after 10 years of therapy. How beautiful you are. And it's just a program you're running. And understand that most of the psychologists, psychiatrists, and therapists out there that say they're whole life coaches, emotional coaches, they're screwed up or even more screwed up than you are. And the reality is this. is that the subconscious is just a storage shed like a computer. You know, if I had a program in my computer right now that was defective, what would we do with it, Sean?
We'd run an antivirus.
It'd run an antivirus, but we would erase it.
We'd erase it.
We'd erase that program. So now I got to just tell you, all you got to do is just stop telling the story. Erase it. And you can't erase it until you want to replace it. And until you want to replace it with a new story, so guess what? You know what you're going to say? What do you mean? That's making it up because my life really sucks. Yeah, guess what? And God said, the only thing that I want you to remember is whatever you think about the most, I'll give you more. Okay? Don't think that God said, I'm going to protect you against your toxic thoughts and all the toxic thoughts that the psychos down there and all the so-called specialists, okay, are going to give you. Really. Okay, anything that's governmental approved is mental. Didn't you look at the last part? Governmental? Mental. Okay? Get it. Got it? Good. Seriously. The subconscious is 90% of your brain, and you're on the pain train. Okay? So you'll find a whole bunch of friends that are victims like you, and you're not a victim that you're weak. You've got a victim program. It's like the person who says, I'm a 3-time cancer survivor. Holy crap. I just want to go around and tell everybody that they just can't kill me. Really? Really? Okay, let me put it this way. They can cut the tumor out, but did you cut the belief out that caused it the first time, second time, third time? Next time it will kill you. My father had leukemia, and he came to me. We got rid of his leukemia, and you're not going to believe this. He went and got tested after only, 6 weeks. It was gone. The next time he came, it took us 3 months. And the next time, he never made it. So practice something long enough and strong enough, and you're going to get really good at it. And my father believed this, that poverty, he believed in poverty, God love him. He wanted to be with Jesus, God love him. And guess what? He gave everything away he worked for, and he would go and eat at soup kitchens. I'm not making this up. Now, he can do whatever he wants. And he did whatever he wanted. But he created a very low vibration. And you know what? God help us? No. God has given us everything that we need already. But we ignore it. We give it away. If you don't love, honor, and respect yourself, and you want to feed this temple with high vibrational thoughts, food, drink, and the people you surround yourself with, don't expect things to go well, because they're not going to. But don't worry. You can do this, and you'll feel like everybody else, because everybody else is almost doing this. So you're not going to stick out. You're going to think that's the way that it has to be. Well, you know, I went to the doctor, and he said that there's nothing they can do. I'm going to be on this drug forever. Really? Really? Seriously, when did that happen? When they invented it? Seriously. So how does it feel to be crippled by a society that puts money before people? Morning, doctor. Can you put any of your essential oils in water? The Waterfast. Yes, yes. The orange burst, the lemon lift, and the super cinnamon. And believe it or not, you can mix the orange and the super cinnamon or the lemon and the super cinnamon. They taste really good. Or you can mix any of them together. But the super cinnamon will cut your sugar cravings. And if you are adult onset diabetes, it will even help reverse it. And even if you are juvenile diabetic, it will help you balance your sugar levels and bring your insulin down. You know, you can believe this or not believe this, but we actually have a testimonial case history of somebody who only did ionic calcium and they reversed their juvenile diabetes. And you don't have to believe me. We have the testimonial. We can prove that. I'm not saying everybody can do it, but hey, if it happened once, it can happen again. But understand that if you've got adult onset diabetes, you can reverse it. Simple. Within 4 weeks to 8 weeks, you can reverse adult onset diabetes. You know what? If you can create a disease, you can get rid of it. If you can create a disease, you can get rid of it. Okay, all right? When you're an unconscious creator, you only create problems for yourself. It's like rolling the dice. Some days it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. When you are a conscious creator, okay, it's going to go really good for you. You're going to love your life. It doesn't mean that when you consciously create that you can change your family or change the world, but you change your own world. Change your world. Change the way you view things. Love your life. Live here. Live now. You can't be in 2 time zones at once. Own it. Take it. It's yours. It's yours for the taking. Natalie, in your opinion, what is the age limit for becoming pregnant? I don't believe there's an age limit. I believe that there is an emotional situation here. If, it's like this. My wife, she had Hashimoto's, okay? And, being a practitioner, you'd think I would be able to just do everything for her. But people don't listen to their family. But the reality is this. She was told that if she had, by a doctor, that if she had another child, that she would probably die. So anyways, Sage, my son, okay, who is a master trainer, he travels the world. He's right now teaching a clinic, okay, and a group of doctors, okay, how to do our Wolf non-surgical to pull fibroids and tumors apart. Anyways, when he was going to be born, I'm just telling you a true story, okay? Okay. Her family didn't want her to have the child and said I was murdering her. And then I said I was going to call my son Sage. And they wouldn't even call him by the name of Sage, because how could I be so stupid as to have another child and put my wife in jeopardy? Understand, Sage is healthy. She's healthy. And the reality is, okay, is that what do you do in a world when people don't even know what health is? When they don't even know that thoughts are your most powerful thing. If I went to a doctor and I wasn't who I am, and they said, well, we've taken a look at things and it's not good. We found a gene that only 1 out of 100 million people have, and it's not good for you. You know that you can change your genetics, your DNA, your RNA. You can change everything with your thoughts. And I don't care if you believe me or not. You know what? You don't have to believe anything. If people hear something once, even if it's the truth, they got to hear it many times. So I don't expect anybody to believe anything I got to say, right? Because the reality is, it's so easy to program a human being. Then we become a human doing, because we do everything else and we become everything else, not ourselves, right? You know what? And just know this, if you're first on here for the first time, I use a little bit of sarcasm because the world is not logical at all. Okay, if we walked away from God, we've walked away from nature. Even people that say that they're religious, they've lost faith. They'll come here. God will heal me if it's meant to be. And I'm just like, really? Are you serious? Who told you that? Who told you that? It's teamwork that makes the dream work. You got to take massive personal action and team up with the Creator. Seriously. And it usually doesn't work out well. Okay? All right? I don't know. They must have read that on a fortune cookie. Because understand something. We were gifted life. And as you know, you got to be responsible for that life. Your life. Just as you have to be responsible for your rights. But we've given all our rights away. And the reality is I haven't given mine away, but I might as well have. Most of the population has given all their rights away, Sean.
Yeah.
Seriously. So the reality is majority rules when you're amongst the fools. And we've been fooled. I'm not calling you a fool. I'm saying you've been fooled. My blood pressure went as low as I was doing the perfect day diet preparing for this. What do you do if it is really low? Nobody died of low blood pressure. And low blood pressure is because you've got physical blocks. So you weren't doing the perfect day diet because you weren't doing the daily cleansing tea to move your bowels enough. You weren't taking my supplements to bring up the frequency and to bring up the circulation. So maybe you were doing the perfect day diet, but you weren't doing the high frequency supplementation that I carry. If you don't want to invest in yourself and bring your frequency up, it's going to be a little bit of a long haul when you're just using food, and a lot of that food, even though it could be fresh and raw, is empty. It doesn't have a lot of light in it, doesn't have a lot of nutrients in it. So the frequency of that tomato is what we want, right? There come a day, and it's not going to be far off, that they're actually going to have a device that will actually measure the light and the frequency in a tomato. And you'll be able to go and say to an organic tomato and go, oh my God, the frequency is lower in the organic one than the commercial one, okay? You really got to know the soil. And this is why you got to go back to making your own garden, even if you live in the city. Take part of your lawn or do like an indoor garden, make sprouts or do something. And understand something, if this person who's got the low blood pressure would have got a perfect day consult, I don't know why. Why is it that we just won't do it? We think it's a do-it-ourselves job. We've never studied nutrition properly, detoxification, how the human body even works, but we just want to use little Band-Aids and piecemeal stuff. Why wouldn't you want to pay $150 to make somebody responsible for guiding you to where you want to go? It's just like, and I'll tell you why. Because everybody has their value. Just like, they say everybody has their price to sell out. You couldn't make me sell out for nothing, okay? For nothing. And that's very rare to find. But understand, everybody has their price. Some people goes, well, if it was $95, maybe I'd get it. Maybe if it was $75. And then we always have people calling up and they go, well, can you give me a deal? And I'm going, okay, wait a minute here. $150 lifetime support. You get a 300-page PDF manual that guides you the whole way, and you can call me or your master consultant. Yeah, okay, all right. And then we'll go into their house and we'll take a look at all the junk food, the beer. We'll take a look at all the money they spend on other things that don't mean anything. And the problem is we've been taught not to respect ourselves. Everything is a program. Where to find the details on Waterfast? Go into my library, go to the 6-day advanced Waterfast, and this show will be on there, and so will all the Q&As. We swap them out every time we do a new one. Okay, so we keep swapping them out, don't we, Sean?
That's right.
Okay, and the reality is I'll be back here when, Sean? On Friday.
Friday.
And then I'll be back here on Monday and Tuesday to do a Q&A, and then we're done. And that's it. We'll be done until the 15th of September. Thank you. And there is no such thing as osteoporosis when you stop creating inflammation and infection in your body. And I don't care if your bones are crumbling. We can show you how to totally reverse osteoporosis, even if you're 88 years old, because we already did it, and bring you back the bone structure of a healthy 40-year-old. Did you hear what I said? So understand something. It's BS, okay? All right? You've been sucker punched. I was sucker punched. It'll never happen again to me. Lily, GP are waste of... Okay, I won't read that one. What's structured water? Structured water is this. No filter, no electricity, no moving parts, 90-day money-back guaranteed, lifetime guarantee on the product, lifetime warranty. You can pour anything through here from any tap. If the water comes out yellow, don't drink it. If it comes out clear, all you have to do is put it through here, because the frequency is more important than what's physically in it. And once you change the frequency, you protect yourself from anything physically in it. I know that's over most people's heads, but what do you think rainwater is? Rainwater, okay, and then we also have, where is it here? We also, oh, here it is. This is a shower head that never wears out, never breaks down, and you'll have silky shower, and you don't ever have to change it. There's no filter, and it will neutralize the chlorine, the fluoride, and it'll heal your skin. And if you have eczema, psoriasis, or dry skin, it'll start to heal it. So you could pour a bottle of wine through there and get drunk as a skunk and not have a hangover. Because when you structure things, it protects against any chemical, heavy metal, viral, bacterial, and this is called fourth phase water, and this is science, and it might be over people's heads, but when it rains, there's heavy metals, there's chemicals in the rain. Why isn't it killing the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, the organisms? And why are the crops growing the same as 500 years ago when it's so toxic? Because God wasn't stupid, and what happens is the atmosphere will actually cause a structuring to the water to protect us so that Bill Gates doesn't get to kill us as quick. There you go. There's the best answer I can give you right about now. Okay? The reality is once we are not scared to speak the truth and to let people know that it's safe to take care of yourself and to call a spade is the only time that we actually are called leaders. Okay? And I don't want followers, I want leaders. So let's make that really clear. So why did I get the Ixtapa Palace World Training and Healing Center? We got 220 rooms. Why do we charge only $45 a night? Why are we doing the whole organic juice vegetable thing cheaper than any other place in the world? Why do we have structured water in the pools? Why are we making this a fun-filled adventure for the whole family? Because that's what it's all about. Joyce Jones, I read several articles stating that changing your lifestyle reverses all disease, including diabetes. Well, that's just the truth and nothing else but the truth, so help me God. Verity, is there a cure for chronic AS, axial spondyloarthritis? Well, of course there is. There's a cure for everything. Everything. You're the cure. If you don't believe there's a cure, there's not a cure. But if you believe there's a cure, and if you knew how to do Wolf non-surgical, and you got on the perfect day, and you were to use our Cellsonic, and you were to use the Avicin, the Biotron, I don't say you have to do it all. You don't have to do all of it, but that's what we offer. And if you're to go on our high-frequency nutraceuticals, I'm going to tell you there's a cure. How about this? How about the first hour we do the Wolf non-surgical, that you see more of a change in this condition than all the other treatments you've got put together. Is that okay? Money back. There it is. Lisa, can you still take your curcumin cayenne 5000 juicing, the Waterfast? You could, but it will activate your digestive tract somewhat. I'd prefer you didn't. I'd prefer that you really loaded up on that 2 weeks prior. And we really got in there because curcumin cayenne 5000 is the least expensive product, and people will treat everything from arthritis to cancer for this, and it's the most sold product in the world. And the reality is it reduces inflammation and infection very quickly throughout the digestive tract, into the bloodstream, and into the tissues and joints. So I tell people, try to do one every hour or one every 2 hours, and go in there and create a fire, the right kind of fire, where we boil off and burn off the bad bacteria, the viruses. We clean up the blood. We increase the circulation, so we move things out. Okay, get rid of the beaver dams. I only got the injections once and won't be getting them again. I need to stop sugar. I thank you, Dr. Wolf. You're welcome, sweetheart. Wow, no wonder so much pain. Had to jump through the hoops to get 3 sets of injections, 10 at a time. I am calling you. Let me see here. I am calling you. Don't think I ordered the right products. Well, give us a call, Pam, because that's what we're here for. My extension's number 5. I will get to you. Last night I worked until 11:15. Sean worked until only 10:10, 10:30, because he's a wimp. Okay, all right.
Lies.
They're all lies. You know, that's what we do. We lie. Okay. Saray, if you're still bleeding, ability to conceive as you age, percentage in doing so reduces dramatically. I'm not sure what she's trying to say. Martha, what do you think about bee venom therapy? I think it could be probably helpful, but why don't we just create the perfect day in every way and know that thoughts matter and start there, okay? There are so many, things. What about shark venom? You can do that too, okay? All right? You can do lots of things. You can do fecal implants, but why don't we just start off and learn how to create the perfect day first? Mandy, what can I do about skin tags? Well, that's your liver, so just know that. Big one on my stomach. Well, the skin tag, take a hair, if it's long enough, and then tie it really tight around it and cut it and choke it off. and then it'll dry up and fall off. And I would put DMSO gel on it with a little bit of pain away and put it on a Band-Aid, just a little bit, just a teeny, the size of a pinhead. And then with 1 drop of pain away and a little bit of DMSO on a Band-Aid, and then I would tie off the skin tag, and then I would put that on a Band-Aid nice and tight, and then guess what? We'll choke it, and then we'll fry it, okay? Because let's get rid of it. You don't need it. It's not going to hurt you to get rid of it, okay? But just know this, your liver needs some help, and before your liver can get help, you got to get the cork out of your butt and get your colon working better, and understand that, okay? I want to be careful not to turn digestion on, and I normally take supplements and CBD tincture. Will all this turn it on? Yeah. Well, guess what you do? Don't take CBD tincture when you're doing a fast. Do a rectal suppository. We have suppositories that are 250 milligrams of CBD. And did you know that you absorb 60% of the CBD into the body, right to the brain? And did you know that when you do it orally, you only absorb up to 15%? There's the difference right there. So if you want to rock your world, you do it in your rectum if you're a man, and if you're a woman, you can do it in your vagina, and that's the holy grail. Okay? We can talk to you about that. We sell the CBD, and we also sell a mixture of THC, CBD in a syringe. And then what we do is we sell you these little plastic bullets that you fill it up, put it in the fridge, and then you can utilize this, okay? Because we used to send these bullets all over the world, and then they'd melt. So, and these things are, they're kind of expensive for us to just, we had like about 40 packs just melt about 4 weeks ago. So we moved to the syringe, which means you get it all, okay? Hey, Braveheart family, from Michelle. Hey, Michelle, thank you. And don't forget, everyone, if you want to be part of the Braveheart family, we have a chat, and it's on Telegram. You can download that to your phone. You can download that to your computer. And you can go to t.me/Extopa training. And that'll take you to Extopa Palace World Training and Healing Center, and you can start talking to like-minded people. We have a whole caravan of people that are going to follow each other down. There's a group of 3 people going to drive down, so they're going to meet each other and drive all the way down to Mexico, and they're coming down for the year. And then there's other people flying, and everybody wants to know the rules. And, it's all about coming together and having a strategy. Do you know why they wouldn't let people go into churches and come together or go into restaurants or anywhere else? It's because we would strategize and wake up. They don't want us to wake up. They want us to break up and understand something. It's really important that you're around human beings and that you take in their molecules and they take in your molecules, because it makes us stronger. Yeah, okay? So whenever you're done, why don't you take the mask off and become your authentic self? I need to do enema. Tell us about the bucket and hose. Could you please go to my do-it-yourself guide in my library? Go to docofdetox.com, click on library, go to do-it-yourself guide, look in there at the ultimate coffee enema. We talk all about it in a video. You can also get the instructions in the 6-day advanced water fasting guide. Thank you. I'm done, guys. I drink 850 mil of distilled water. 850 mil. Okay, well, I drink 5 quarts of water a day. That's what I do. Okay? So if I were to go by what they tell you to do, then I should be drowning or dead already. Okay? I'm ordering the products today. I don't have a structured water system. Should I use limes from glass bottled water? Absolutely. Beautiful. Pam, what happened to you for you to care about people? You are the only person that makes sense. So thank you very much. I was raised by my father, and we were a born-again Christian family, and he was a part-time pastor and a carpenter. I'm not making this up. You can't make this stuff up. And the reality is, it was kind of a harsh upbringing, but the reality is, I kept the best part of it, and I realized something, that we are eternal. We are spirit beings. There are 1,500 different religions, and we all came from the same creator. And all of these religions think that they're the chosen, and we're all chosen. And all of these religions, you know, they actually squabble, not all of them, but they squabble between each other. And I'm not going to squabble with anyone. Even people that have different beliefs than me, you know, people will call up and go, Dr. Wolf, I just want to tell you that there's some things I believe in about you and other things I don't. And I don't take that personal, but why are they calling me up to tell me that I don't match their beliefs? We came to planet Earth, 1,500 different religions. We have different nationalities. We have different colors. We have different foods that we eat. My gosh, it's like a buffet of beauty buffet. It's a beautiful buffet. That's what planet Earth is. And understand the elites, the psycho elites, they have got us to fight against each other. Like, you know, Black Lives Matter. No, all lives matter. And understand something. I understand that the black nation, okay, has been beat up on, and then the psycho elite use it that we hate them. They want us to hate each other. They want to create things, and that's all they've ever done. And then it's all about love. It's unconditional love for even the person. You know, I'm going to tell you, I've got a next door neighbor that's a true terrorist. And if I could hate him, or I could just, you know, wish him well, and because anything and any time that I hate and I have anger, I'm actually just running a self-terrorizing disease program. Okay, so the reality is this: is love everyone. You don't have to like everyone's beliefs, but why aren't you minding your own business and focusing on what you want in your life? Well, because you were taught that love comes through suffering, and that is wrong. And you were taught that someone else is going to fill up your heart. Someone else is going to care for you. Someone is going to look after you. Like, that is the biggest crock I've ever heard. I know that I'm on my own. I have a beautiful partner. I have beautiful children, and I do not hold them responsible for filling my heart with love. I do not make them responsible for anything. And if they say they're going to do something and they don't follow through, I'm going to say, hey, what happened? But I'm not going to have anger or resentment. And understand something. Truly, parents are the worst thing for children. Most parents are terrible. You know what? And the reality is they're not terrible people. But if you look at the way we raise children, we raise them as if they're a burden, or if there's something that needs to be controlled, or something that needs to be watched out for, the little buggers. You know, the reality is this. I know who I am, and because I don't judge, okay, I look at the world clearly now, and people aren't bad, but their beliefs are bad. So that leaves the judgment out for me, just the observation. So if somebody walks in, if I observe them with unconditional love, I'm able to tell exactly what's going on with them on an emotional and physical basis. And that's the only way I can become a practitioner. And you know what? Whether I am eternal or not, I am so grateful. I exist. Do you understand? Look at this. I can move my hand. I can talk. I can think. And guess what? I can make actual choices that are coming from my heart, not from my head that's been programmed by these psycho serpents. I broke away. Listen to me. I'd rather live one more day in integrity than live another 30 years like the majority. So what am I going to do? Every day that I wake up, I want to wake up others, my brothers, my sisters. And you can think that I'm full of it, but I'm not. This is what I do. And I do it for you, because if I don't do it for you, I'm not doing it for myself. You can't give what you're not. You can't give what you're not. It's got to be unconditional. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to let Bill Gates come to supper with me. I wouldn't let him come into my home. I won't let him come into my mind. I won't let him come into my life. He sold himself. He sold his soul. He's not the one that's pulling the strings. He was just told, hey, Billy, we'll let you make billions, but you've got to take at least 30% of your money to go out there and poison and kill people, and that's the deal. People don't even know this. They can't even wake up because they're just so caught up. They can't wake up. I hope you wake up. All right. Oh, what time is it?
1:45.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so much for the 1 hour. Anyways, I've got 15 minutes and I've got a consultation to do. So everybody, I just want to say this. Thank you for joining us. And I hope that I've been helpful here today, okay? And just know this, everybody, that I will be back on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Monday and Tuesday. And what are we doing today? When's Medical Mafia coming up?
Tomorrow.
Medical Mafia is coming up tomorrow. You got to watch this, okay? You really got to watch this and get. Why don't you get the picture straight? That we weren't schooled, ruled, and fooled 120 years ago, and you can thank the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Carnegies, and all these people that like to praise themselves all the time, okay? And just know this, that remember, if you're interested in joining us for our group and everything that's going on in Extop, if you want to talk to other people, go to t.me/Extopa training. That's it. And if you want to come on and watch all the things that you can't watch here, okay, because it's been X-rated by our friend Facebook and everybody else, then you go to t.me/the Doc of Detox, okay? But you got to download Telegram to do both of these things. Don't forget, if you want to join my newsletter, just put your email in there and we'll send you information on how you can join our Braveheart Tribal Nation and what's going on and what we've got coming up, okay? And don't forget that we're doing a course on October the 9th and on November the 6th. And it's 22 days intensive. And if you'd like to stay 6 days more, we'll meet at the pool in the morning for 2 hours. And then we'll meet at night around the fire in Extapa, Extapa, Mexico, at the Extapa Palace. And yeah, just go to www.newworldpractitioner.com. If you want to become part of my Zoom meetings next Tuesday, I will be having a Zoom meeting, and you can get in on the link there. What else do I want to say?
Oh, the Calcium Ion Show
is when?
1 o'clock today.
1 o'clock today, the Calcium Ion Show. You're going to love this. It's using why calcium ions are so important when you are fasting. Let me tell you something right now. This is not a gimmick. This is science, and it is science that comes together with nature, and it creates miracles. But understand, you're the miracle, and everything's based on frequency and based on light. So turn your light on so that you can light the way for your family, okay? You're either the family curse or the family blessing. 3, 2, 1, Braveheart. God love you, because I know he does, or she does, or they do, and know that I do too. Have a beautiful day. So what is a New World Practitioner? Well, a New World Practitioner is somebody that understands that training comes before treatment.
Have I noticed any changes in myself since taking this course? Oh, yes. Yes, I have. I definitely have.
There's so much more ahead of you, and there's so much more that you can find within yourself, and there's so much that you can let go of to free yourself. And I'm excited to be able to help others find their power.
It's not a treatment. It's like a restoration. You can renew your body. And I didn't understand what was preventing me from healing.
I guess this is where I kind of get emotional, because Daryl truly cares, not only for himself, but humanity in general. And he wants to educate people to live their best lives and learn to love themselves first before anybody else.
The Whole Life Coach certification. We go deeper in that 8 days than anybody else goes when it comes to learning how the invisible creates the physical, the psychological creates the biological. And we teach you about energy medicine and about vibration and frequency, because that's all it is.
He really cares for everybody. He wants to educate as many people as he can, their own healers / practitioners. He wants to get the knowledge out.
Dr. Wolf and the whole crew, Sage and his bodywork techniques, learning it, everybody here has just been so incredible. They're so supportive. It's been a really cool experience.
I've seen nothing but incredible results day after day, hour by hour, while they work on people who get finally the effect and result that they've looked for everywhere else and never got. So they're amazing, amazing.
On a daily thing, I'm becoming more flexible and more pain-free. It's a process of treatments because of the damage I've done to my body. But yeah, I expect to be doing backflips. You know, I'm 64 years old. I'll be doing backflips.
When it comes to the Wolf non-surgical certification, nobody can pull fibroids apart or reverse joint, muscle, tendon, ligament problems or scar tissue from surgery quicker than we can. And we offer a money-back guarantee to all our patients. Now, why would we do that? Because we pull off the I am possible and we reverse the irreversible.
They're so professional, yet so fun. They know how to push you to your limit. They encourage you, so it's all positive training, and really every one of them has a piece that they offer to the business, and they don't miss things. They let you go to the next level.
To use my love and light to be in service of others, and that's part of healing, right? Where as my elbow is connecting to that skin, you know, I'm delivering my frequency to the person that's seeking that work, you know, because I will always have that love and light inside me.
And a New World practitioner understands that you can't give what you're not. So until you understand that unconditional love and care for oneself is what you need to become so that you can give that to your patients, don't expect a different outcome than every other practitioner out there. And that's what we teach here, because you need to become what you want to see in all of your patients. Good day, I'm Dr. Darryl Wolf. Do you know why you or your friends or your family are struggling with their health? Well, because they've never been given a strategy. And every time they go to see a health practitioner, whether it's medical or natural, all they're doing is getting Band-Aids. What if we were able to create a strategy that you could create the perfect day from the minute you woke up until you went to bed, and then we continue to guide and support you along your journey as you grow, your program grows. And what if you only paid one price, and you had unlimited support and guidance for the rest of your life? That's called the Perfect Day Consultation.